Welcome to my 2.3 assignment Best Buy Successful Business Turnaround Strategy. My name is Jared Rivers. I am a business intelligence student at Full Sail University. This is one of my last classes to go before I'm done and graduated. Still don't know how to feel about that, but we got to keep going with this presentation and hopefully it all works out. Now, brief introduction on Best Buy. So the article that was provided was written in 2018, and it spoke about Best Buy's shift to a kind of smaller footprint, a more online driven store, deliveries, all this really fantastic stuff. So they were pretty ahead of the game seeing where the world went, because in 2020, COVID happened and kind of shut down most luxury or non-essential fun brands like Best Buy. So, um, an emerging trend. So Best Buy was a little ahead of the trend. So emerging from this was a massive increase in their online retail space. It became online in general became just the dominant force in the market, with big brands like Amazon, Target, Best Buy getting a vast majority of all this kind of influx of money. And an interesting concept emerged in around 2021. The idea of revenge spending was starting to kind of be a big thing. And you saw big luxury brands like Best Buy get even more sales, their stock prices increase even more. But online, with that kind of dying down, it seems that Best Buy's online store sales are stagnating, and we're kind of looking for a solution of how to get people not even back into the locations, but just buying from Best Buy again. And so we'll be going through that today. Like I said, from the Forbes article, online sales were they were already getting higher and higher even in 2018, but pandemic onwards, they've just skyrocketed into just something ridiculous. Yeah, even back then, they kind of figured the stock was undervalued, and if you look at some Yahoo financing now, stock prices were huge in when it's peak. So when this article was written, the stock price was around $70, and it peaked in, I believe, the 130s, 136, according to Yahoo, and that was late 2021 when revenge spending was in full effect. So stagnating online sales. If you can see by this article, at this massive e-commerce chart in October 2021, Amazon very clearly had the biggest thing. It is a staple. It's almost a verb at this point. Hey, I'm just going to Amazon it. It's like Google, it's Starbucks. The name itself has become synonymous with what it does, and that is huge for them. You're not going to go, oh, I'm going to Best Buy it. I'm going to go to Best Buy. Oh, I'm going to get Targeted. No, I'm going to go to Target. eBay is its own. It's its own thing. Saying, hey, I'm going to eBay it. You know what you mean. So, yes, as we can see here, Amazon is taking up the bulk. Best Buy sales are starting to stagnate. So, revenge buying. Revenge buying is a fascinating concept. It is in an article published by Northwestern. It's basically this psychologist professor Adam Mills talks about how revenge spending became a thing because most consumers felt that they were missing out. 2020 took basically a year of their lives. And so, hey, we're going to get back at the world in some capacity by buying big, expensive things. Like Prada shared that their sales went up 30%. We have stores like BMW and not Prada, I apologize. A jewelry store, Carrier, sales went up by 30%. Prada went up by 8%. BMW, Louis Vuitton, these big, massive luxury brands had massively increased sales juxtaposed with such a wave of layoffs and stagnation of funds, the professor postulated that it was a kind of a quote unquote YOLO, a fear of missing out, or you only live once type of mentality where it's like, hey, the pandemic shook us up. We're going to buy what we want when we want it. And another thing that she postulated was that the concept of revenge buying wasn't revenge. It was more of a calculated, well thought out, hey, during the pandemic, several things were shown to be more important to us than what was expected. And so instead of buying kind of cheaper brands that will die out basically or break, consumers decided, hey, we want the higher end brands that we know are going to last. And so they shifted to that. And so having those more luxury items, the bigger end TVs, the higher game systems, everything like that, having a big influx of sales caused Best Buy to have a much higher sales arena. And so with the stagnation of Best Buy's online sales and this revenge buying concept kind of dying out, what is Best Buy going to do to remain relevant in the online discourse, draw people in? I did forget to mention, an article did mention that Best Buy's sales, online sales, went down by about 10% year over year. And so that's the main focus, and that is the solution that I've come up with. So video games saw a massive sales increase during pandemic. Everyone was home. No one really can do anything. So video games became a good source for everyone to kind of stay sane. 2021, sales have increased even more over 2020, which is huge. The new consoles came out in 2021, PS5, Xbox Series X, and quite frankly, despite Sony reporting this is one of the highest selling consoles that they've ever released, no one can really seem to find it due to scalpers. But once you do get a hold of it, this year's game selection is being heralded as one of the best in all of in all of game time. So my suggestion for Best Buy is to reopen and reevaluate the game buying program that they instated in the early to mid teens, like 2010 through 2015, 16, where basically Best Buy had a video game membership where if you paid X amount a month, you had X amount off of video games and services revolving around video games. There is already a service that Best Buy introduced that you pay $200 a year, similar to Amazon Prime, where you get exclusive deals, better delivery options, protection programs, tech support. It's not a stretch then to dip back into the video game space and start soaking up those funds. My belief is that with the games coming out this year and the consoles slowly making their way into more consumers' hands, video games are going to be the way to get customers to buy online, especially with all of our delivery options being so close. One of the heads at Best Buy stated that over 60% of customers are within 10 miles of a Best Buy delivery system area, which is huge. So imagine you're paying X amount a month for video games, you're getting free delivery, same day delivery on those discounted video games, and you're at a retailer that you know you can trust. Even if you don't buy a video game a month, you're still getting money from them. You're still getting that revenue in. And so that is my solution to this. But the only wrinkle is the continuing chip shortage within just tech space. If people aren't getting their consoles soon, it's probably going to be longer. If people aren't getting their graphics cards soon, it's probably going to be a longer wait because the chip shortage within the whole tech space is expected to continue. But Sony has a solution to that. They are rolling out and making more of the last gen consoles. So PS4 and PS4 Pro to help kind of push the market and say, hey, we know PS5s are tough to come by, but you can still get a PS4, PS4 Pro. They're still releasing games cross-generation, meaning that PS5 and PS4 consoles are getting the same games. Again, Sony knows what they're doing. So if they are investing in putting more consoles out into the market, it means that people still want to play video games, still are chomping at the bit to play. And I believe Best Buy, that is where you should focus your efforts in 2022.